Now, we have managed it. They are rowing currently across the Atlantic. We caught up with them 3 weeks ago. They've been rowing ever since, barring when they got caught in a storm. Ocean rowers Tom Barnes and Rich Hume have rowed over 1,000 miles now, less than 1,500 miles to go. To be fair, just 5 minutes and 1,249 metres was enough for me rowing on my gym trip today. They hope to row the Atlantic race in around 60 days, so are they still on target for that? Let's find out how they're getting on their satellite phone. Tom Barnes. Hi, Tom.
Hi, Ian. How you doing?
Very well, thank you. More to the point, how are you two?
Yeah, very well, thanks. Yeah, doing well. Had a really good day. Just finishing up. The sun's just setting as we speak, and yeah, we're in good spirits, feeling fit and healthy, and moving up through the fleet, which is pleasing as well.
Well, I was going to
say, we just reached halfway.
Fantastic. I was going to say, describe what you can see. I guess that's a lot of water and the sun going down. I was going to say whether it's night or day. Do you stop rowing at night?
No, not at all. No, we work on a shift system, so we do 2 hours rowing and the other person rests for 2 hours, and we do that 2 hours on, 2 hours off, day, night. So the most you have off is 2 hours, and in that time you need to eat, sleep, rest, do emails, do phone calls, whatever it is. So yeah, no, it's 24/7, so it's there's no rest, unfortunately. I could do the day off.
So physically, how long until you get a day off? You're halfway now. You said, around about 60 days. Still on for that, or did that storm a couple of weeks ago set you back a bit?
Yeah, I think we spoke to you about 3 weeks ago, and we were stuck on an anchor for 5 days, which really did sort of slow us down. I think realistically it's going to be a bit longer than 60 days. We're now day 38. And we're halfway across, so if we carried on at the same pace, it's going to be nearer 80, but traditionally the second half of the race gets a bit quicker with the winds and the currents, so I think about 65, 70 days, hopefully in time for my granddad's birthday on the 8th of March, so if we can do that, that'll be good to see him there in Antigua for.
How was that storm? You say you're stuck on an anchor for 5 days, did you just have to stick it out?
Yeah, it was pretty horrible, to be fair. We've got a very small cabin on board, and both of us are big guys, over 6 foot, and we're stuck inside a cabin, pretty much confined to shoulder for 24/7 until the weather changes and we can start moving. So it wasn't nice at all, but thankfully the weather's improved and we're back rowing again now.
I know when we spoke to you a few weeks ago, you were saying that you may have to go into the water at some point, but having seen a few of the things, you weren't sure when was the right time. Have you been in the water yet at all, just to sort of clean and have a refresh and just a quick jump in, or not?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have. Richard hasn't yet, but he's talking about at the weekend. Absolutely loved it, to be fair. It was just nice to do something different, to be honest. And we got in, I think I've been in twice intentionally, and once I fell in. We cleaned the hull twice, and we're actually being followed by a school of Dorado fish, and they're about 2 or 3 foot, and we weren't sure whether they were going to harm us, but they were fine. So I got in, cleaned the hull, and got out, and then the other day I was walking into the cabin, lost my balance and fell over, much to Richard's delight. But apart from that, it's been nice to get in the water. It just cleans you off as well.
Physically, how are you both feeling? Because it must be very, very tough work.
Well, surprisingly, physically, we're both okay. I mean, the biggest problem we've both got at the moment, it's only happened really the last couple of days, are our hands. They're really starting to seize up and giving us real pain. But in terms of actual I mean, the 2 hours rowing is hard work, but it's not like, in the gym when you're doing an hour or a 2,000 metre sprint on a ergo rowing machine. It's just slow, gradual rowing, really, and it's I wouldn't say easy, but it's easier than 2 hours rowing sounds, if that makes sense.
If my maths was better, I could probably work out how far you row every day. But how far is it? How far do you progress?
We're aiming about 50, well, we're trying to cover about 50 miles a day as an average. In each 2 hour shift, if we can cover between 4 and 5 miles, that's what we're aiming at. So we're travelling at just about 2 knots, which is just under 2 miles an hour.
And I know that there's lots of your family and friends listening to this. Any messages for people back home?
There are actually, yeah, and Richard, I think he'd like just a quick word after, in fact, so I won't speak for the whole time. But yeah, there's a couple, in fact. Well, firstly, on Sunday, obviously, it's Valentine's Day. I'd just like to say, happy Valentine's Day to my girlfriend, who I know will be listening at a works conference. Miss you lots, and looking forward to seeing you when we arrive. So hopefully this phone call will save me the flowers and the card. And also there's a team of people back home who are helping us constantly when we're out here. And basically my dad's coordinating all that. So thank you, Dad, and thank you to everyone else who's keeping us up to date with everything that we're doing. And everyone else who's sending us texts and emails and making us laugh, because it really does help. We spend quite a lot of the time, each of us, reading text messages or emails to each other that people have sent to us. So please keep those coming. They really do keep us in good spirits.
Well, Tom
But
Barnes.
that's about it from me.
Yes, go on. Stick Rich on. We'll have a quick word with him. And
Yeah,
that's Tom
I will.
Barnes, one of the rowers that's heading across.
Ian, are you going to be coming out to join us in Antigua now that you've done 2 interviews?
Oh yes, why not? I'll be there. Yes, we can put that on expenses.
Good man.
No problem. We can manage that.
Look forward to seeing you out there.
Thank you, Tom.
Cheers.
Here's Rich Hume.
Hi Ian, how you doing?
Very well, thank you. We're going to have to be quick, otherwise you might end up reading the 8 o'clock news here on BBC London. I just want one question for you then. What have you discovered about Tom that you didn't know before you went out? I know you were friends from uni and stuff.
He's an idiot.
I'm sure you knew that before you went.
No, we're getting weird. I think I found anything out specifically about him. He's just irritatingly normal.
And how are you feeling?
Yeah. I'm alright actually, hands over the sore, bum's really sore. I just powered 130 miles in my shift.
Wow.
So pretty pleased about that. But no, everything's going fine, we're just plodding along. It makes a difference making progress. We had a really slow first 25 days, and now we're really seeing signs of up in the field and everything, which is good.
Well, Rich, I'm sorry it's a bit short, but we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you very much for talking to us. Best of luck. I'm sure it's great for the family and your friends to hear your voice, so we'll catch up with you again, I'm sure. Thank you very much for talking to us from the middle of the Atlantic. Absolutely amazing.